Yeah, that's right. That's the sound of the old cup of Java going down the throat. Howdy, fellas. Back at it here after the segment break. This is, of course, B Junior hitting you with another segment. What I'm going to do in this part of the show, the inaugural podcast of B Junior's Movie Cave, I'm going to not really do movie reviewage like I've done in the last segment. I'm going to go over the Blu-ray presentation of one of my instant favorites here as of recent. This is a 2010 film that was spawned out of the Grindhouse movies, faux trailers of 2007. Now let me go ahead and tell you a little disclaimer. The movie, of course, is Machete, and it's the Blu-ray today, not the DVD or anything. I would definitely go ahead and just say, without a shadow of a doubt, pick up. This is one that's definitely worth your money on Blu-ray. It's made for that type of venue. My disclaimer is, I've got the Grindhouse sickness, guys. When it came out in 2007, I'm one of these poor schmoes that just kept buying all the different versions that came out. And right now I can probably say, for lack of a doubt, I've got both Grindhouse movies on DVD, both on Blu-ray, and the Grindhouse double feature that came out recently. So it was probably a given I'm going to get Machete. But I always went into it as I wanted to see it as a standalone movie. I didn't want to just see it just to see it because of the Grindhouse movies. Because what you have to realize is when they made that Machete trailer on the Grindhouse movies, it wasn't his initial intention to make a movie out of it. It might have been later, but the thing was, it was made as a faux trailer to put in between the two features of Grindhouse. Well, we all know about that. Let's move on. Machete, remember, I'm biased a little bit. I fell instantly in love with this movie when I went to see it at the films or at the theaters. I knew I was going to be buying this one on Blu-ray as soon as it came out. So keep that in mind as we go through this. The Blu-ray comes with a digital copy, no DVD in this one. However, I wouldn't waste your time on DVD with this particular one because on a scale of 10 stars, that's how I'm going to do this Blu-ray review. The picture quality of Machete, guys, is solid 8.5, maybe even a 9. Sound quality is equally an 8.5, maybe even a 9 star on the 10 star quality factor scale there. It starts out, the first pre-credit scenes are done in the Grindhouse kind of gritty looking film kind of way, and it's just to kind of ease you into the world of Machete. But now the credit sequence is totally exploitation throwback. I mean, it's great how they do it. The music by Chingon, which is I need to note as we go through, is Robert Rodriguez's own personal band. They did the soundtrack for the movie. It's got a rockin' soundtrack. I love the music in the film. It really lends itself to every scene in the movie, in my opinion. Post-credit sequence, it goes into a very clear rendition of the movie. There's little to no grain, as far as intentional grain, I should say that way. It's got a sharp image, sharp sound effects. Everything in the movie is done in true Rodriguez fashion. He, of course, directed the film. Let me take a little quick gander at the credits here. He co-directed this one with Robert Rodriguez, Ethan Maniquez, joint film on this one. He wrote the film, produced the film, did his regular jack of all trades kind of, of the film production of this one. Opening it up here, I'll show it on the little video. I'm filming this as we're doing the podcast. I might throw it up on YouTube for the folks that don't do the podcast thing. There's the discs there. Basically, it's kind of a bare bones release, though. That's my only major con as far as going through this review of the Blu-ray. Picture quality, sound quality is great. It's got a slip cover, makes me feel nerdy great. But sad to report, guys, it's kind of light on special features. You do get it in high definition. You get the audience commentary reaction track, which is a hoot to listen to. You get deleted scenes. Now let me kind of note, I've done some research on these deleted scenes. There's been a couple subplots of the movie that Robert Rodriguez either intentionally or unintentionally took out. Now the reason why I kind of say that sarcastically is because if you look at his last few DVDs or Blu-rays that he's put out, he's a good businessman too, and I totally understand why he did this. Is because there's going to be other versions of this, guys. This is the R-rated version of the film, the theatrical cut. I got it because I'm a Machete nerd. I even got the poster on the wall back there, and I just enjoy the movie, that and the Grindhouse films. The thing is, he knows that. and in true Lucas fashion, I would say, Robert Rodriguez is going to put these out on unrated versions. There's probably even going to be a full uncut, fully extended uncut version of this film too. I can already foresee that, because if you study the deleted scenes and other information on the net, there was subplots of the hitmen that were hired, like Tom Savini's in the movie, but there's these other hitmen that don't show up. Plus, Jessica Alba, unbeknownst to a lot of people, had a twin sister in the movie that was kind of a drunkard, kind of a druggy chick, and it just had these other little stories that were in the movie that would probably fleshed it out and made it about 20-25 minutes longer in the movie. I long to see what these other parts with the how the other parts with the other hitmen in the movie, or how that was going to affect the overall viewing experience. So look for that to happen in probably the next couple years. Based on this, I don't think the movie did overall bombastic at the box office or anything like that, but it made its money back and made some bank, and basically just furthers on the solidification of Robert Rodriguez's direction style and his ability to keep making films. The man can make a film on a shoestring budget, but make it look like it's a big-time epic movie. So, going through the cast, you of course got Danny Trejo in the lead role. Steven Seagal actually makes a reappearance in this one. Steven Seagal has languished in straight-to-video Hades, like a lot of these old action stars of the day. Jean-Claude Van Damme, all those guys. It was nice to see him in this movie, and it was actually nice to see him in a villain role for once, because there he is. He's kind of like a drug lord, south of the border drug lord swordsman in the movie. It's totally exploitation, but it's nice to see him do a villain role. I like to think, hopefully, if we get an unrated extended movie, they'll flesh out his scenes more. More action from Seagal is needed. Now, I know the guy's not totally over the hill, but it just felt like his little final scenes with Trejo were kind of truncated. They were kind of too quick. It was leading up to this big battle, and it does go on for a couple minutes, but it's not long enough, in my opinion. But you got Robert De Niro showing up as a corrupt senator in the movie. Jeff Fahey reprises his role from the trailer. Jessica Alba shows up as an immigration agent, and Michelle Rodriguez is kind of like a covert underground leader chick who's basically in there to spice things up, as well as Lindsay Lohan as a kind of pivotal role in the film at the end of the movie. She's the daughter of Jeff Fahey, and she kind of figures into the plot later. Don't want to ruin too much more of it, but just know that there's action abound. One of my favorite things about Machete, now I've watched this movie solidly about 3 whole times now, and I'm planning to do another rewatching of it soon. The movie's got great rewatchability, like a lot of Rodriguez's films, but it also has these great scenes where they're kind of like a subconscious poke at day laborer jobs in the film, where Trejo takes out a lot of agents and stuff with like weed eaters, and of course Machete isn't. He uses Machete quite a bit in the movie. But he's using like weed whackers and stuff like that to beat up these guys with, and there's all these, and he's got like hedge clippers and things like that he uses. I don't know. It's got a great sense of humor about itself. It doesn't take itself too seriously in the movie. It takes shots at everybody in the film. It does deal heavily with immigration along the border of Texas, and that figures into the plot of the film. Most notably through the character, it says it's introducing the character of Don Johnson in the movie, but Don Johnson, it's just kind of a faux way to get him in the movie. But Don Johnson is kind of a corrupt ex-border agent, kind of kind of mob boss kind of guy that is in cahoots with Robert De Niro's character, and basically he's kind of like the evil guy, the bad guy that basically takes out a lot of people that jump the border and stuff like that. And it's kind of got some subplots. It's got subplots of many in this movie, but they all kind of figure into the final battle of the film. And I don't know, it's just, like I said, the things that he's got Trejo running around doing in this movie is just phenomenal. I mean, it's got great special effects. It doesn't overuse CGI or anything like that. There's some of it in there, but there's tons of, I guess it's K&B effects in this one. I think Nicotero and maybe Howard Berger. I'm not real sure on that, but I think some of those guys were involved in the special effects of this film, and it shows because they got great special effects in the film. And just some of the kill scenes and stuff that Machete does and fight scenes are just over the top, total exploitation throwbacks. really enjoyed that part of the film. The only con to this is, guys, if you're in the market to get the full unrated or extended extended version, it's sure to come out later. You just know it. I wouldn't pick up this Blu-ray. I would probably just rent it, get you a cheap copy of it, or Netflix it, Redbox it for right now, and just kind of enjoy that because it's coming out later. But if you're an uber kind of movie, action nut like me, you probably want to go ahead and pick this up now because it's probably budget price by this time now. It's been out for a while and they're trying to clean these off the shelves, so check out your local Amazon and used movie sites, eBays. You might find a good deal on it. I say pick it up, guys, without a shadow of a doubt. If you find a good deal on it, Machete will not disappoint in the action department. Blu-ray quality is good, picture quality, sound quality, light on the special features. Just know that going into it. You're only really just getting a few deleted scenes, not anything that's really going to tell you a whole lot about the making of the film or anything like that. So Machete gets the overall theatrical viewing seal of approval from B Junior, but as far as special features and things like that go, I would probably wait a while on it and see what happens in the future with Robert Rodriguez. The guy is in his stride. He's not going to quit making films for a while, I feel, so look for that one to come out in more detail later. Let me take a little break here, guys, and I'll come back. I'm going to talk about some DVD screeners I've got in that I've watched recently from the Shout Factory and Echo Bridge Entertainment. So hang on and stay tuned, and I'll see you in just a little bit. Rock on.